Hi everybody, Malice here again with another video, and in this particular one we're talking about the changes to the points for the Adeptus Custodes faction that dropped with the recent Munitorium Field Manual update. So, without further ado and messing about, let's get into it. Now, normally I'd say if I don't mention the unit, it means the points haven't altered. What we have in this case is everything's been altered. And if you're a Custodes player, for better or worse, pretty much everything now, barring a couple of unit configurations in the case of Sisters of Silence, is now cheaper. So let's get into it. So you've got, now to note, the Forge World point costs have not changed, so they are as you were. All the points that have changed are the points in the Codex. So to it we go. So you got Alea, one of the named characters for the Sisters of Silence. She now weighs in at 75 points. Alaris weighing at 130 for 2, 195 for 3, 325 for 5, and 390 for 6. So they've all gone down from what they previously were. The Sisters of Silence Rhino is now 75 points, same as Alea. The Blade Champion, probably one of the winners from the recent HQ, the recent Codex, which I'll get to in future videos because I have thoughts on things. Spoiler alert. The Blade Champion is now 110 points. The Custodian Guard, 180 for 4, 225 for 5. The Wardens, 200 for 4, 250 for 5. The Knight Centaurus, or the generic Sisters of Silence HQ, is now 70 points. The Prosecutors, so they're the Sisters of Silence with the ball guns. All their configurations are now cheaper, so they're essentially 10 points a model, so 40, 50, 90 and 100. So from that you can work out the unit sizes, because the 10 points a model. Your regular Joe generic Shield Champion, 140. In fact, and it's the same story with the Shield Captain in Alaris, Terminator Armour, 140 as well. And again, the same story for the Shield Captain and the Dawn Eagle Jet Bike, 140. So they've gone back to having universal point costs for your Shield Captains. Because I think before they had a thing where the Jet Bike Captain was a bit more expensive than the other two. But now they've brought them all back. You take a Shield Captain, 1 point value. The head honcho himself, Trajan Valoris, 150. Now, that makes a case of, do you take the big man with all of his shenanigans instead of Shield Captain for a 10-point difference? It makes a discussion. Whether you do or you don't is entirely subjective to your own play style, but it certainly warrants discussion when you're thinking about your army composition. Next up, you've got Valerian, the other named Custode character in the book. He's 110 points. Now, you could argue again, we'll get this in a video when I do talk more about the datasheets in the new Codex, but you could argue a case that you could maybe save 30 points taking Valerian over a regular Shield Captain, but that's a discussion for another video. The Contemptor Dreadnought, 170. The Land Raider, long considered the pariah of the Custode Codex for as long as the said Codex has been a thing, is now 240 points. Probably it's cheaper than it ever has been, but in an army where you have to make every point count, it might bring it a bit more into the conversation, but it might still be left out a bit in the cold, depending on what kind of list you're wanting to run. But one thing it does have going for it is, as far as codex storage go, it's one of the few sources of armor cracking potential they have. After that, we've got the Virtus Praetors, the jetbike dudes with their melter missiles, the other anti-armor option Custodes have. Now it's 150 for 2 of these bad boys, or if you want to take a full squad of 3, 225. So 75 points a model basically. The Vigilators. Now these are the sisters with the swords. Yes, it is. Now the only thing that's changed with them is if you take the full size squad, it's 125. The other size squad, so 4, 5 and 9, exactly the same points as you were from the Codex. And finally, we come to the Witch Seekers, the Sisters of Silence with the Flamers. Now, they've had one that stays the same, so we'll just talk about the changes. So 4 of them is 50 points, 9 of them is 115, and 125 for all 10. And that pretty much wraps up the point changes for the Adeptus Custodes from the latest field manual. So, what we're thinking out there, Shield Captains? Is your list changing in any way to adapt to these points? How are you finding the new codex? As always, let me know in the comments, and until the next video, I shall see you later. Bye!